So since nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to break down the Eternal 78 card. Starting off with the first fight of the night, which is Joseph Larsenez versus Troy Fumo. I'm going to go with Joseph Larsenez here. Don't really know much about either guy, but I'll go with Joseph here. And then we got Cooper Smith, also known as Cooper Royale, versus Daniel Mitchell. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Cooper Royale. You know, he fought in the IMMAF, so you know he's beat some good level of competition. He's fought some pretty good guys, and he's also 2-0 as a pro. So yeah, I like him in this fight. I've heard a lot of good stuff, and I've liked what I've seen from him too. So yeah, moving on, we have Josh Kuhn versus James McBride. Don't let that 2-4 record deceive you. This guy's fought some fucking killers, and he also beat Brad Ramsey, who's a pretty good fighter. But I'm going with Josh Kuhn here. I think Josh Kuhn's going to catch him. I think he's going to KO him. You know, Josh Kuhn, super powerful fighter. Reminds me of like an Australian version of Chaos Williams, except he's not as wild. He's got some wrestling as well he can fall back on. You know, he took down Abdullah Biada. So yeah, I really like Josh Kuhn to get this one done, and I think he'll get it done by KO. Then we have Joe Davis versus Sebastian Suzale. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to go with Sebastian here. You know, he's a good fighter. Only lost to Abdullah Biada, who is also a very good fighter, who's probably getting the call up to the UFC after another win or two, or on Dana White Contender Series or something like that. So yeah, I think Sebastian will get this one done. Trains at Freestyle and MMA as well, you know, with Volkanovski, Joe Lopez. Trains with all them guys. So he's got the good training partners. He's on a good run as well. You know, 4-0 as an amateur as well, so he's got a lot of experience here. But Joe Davis, you know, he's got a good amateur career too. 6-0 as an amateur, 1-0 as a pro. Looks like a fucking muscly man though on his fucking Tapology photo. But I like Sebastian to get this one done. Then moving up, we have Rod Costa versus Ethan Thomas. The featherweight bout. Rod Costa is also the bantamweight champ, but he wants to defend his bantamweight belt in Perth, so we'll see if that happens. But yeah, I got Rod Costa here. Ethan Thomas is pretty good. He's strong. He's a good grappler. Seen him dominate a Korean fighter on the last Eternal card he fought on. Well, it was the last Eternal card in general. But yeah, he looked good there. He hasn't lost to schmucks. Blake Donnelly and David Martinez, the last two Eternal lightweight champs, and also he beat Caleb Rideout, who, you know, Caleb Rideout has a win over Kevin Doucette, who's fighting on the UFC card this weekend. So, you know, not a bad win to have at all for Ethan Thomas. But I think Rod Costa will get this one done. I don't think Ethan Thomas is going to go out there and out grapple him. And I think if it stays on the feet, Rod Costa's got the much better striking. So I got Rod Costa there. Then we got Alan Philpott versus Sean Etchell. So Alan Philpott actually has a win, believe it or not, against Nathaniel Wood. Really weird circumstances though. The fight was really weird. It was a really weird stoppage. Like, I think it was a doctor stoppage, but it was really weird how it happened. But yeah, on the record books, he's got a win over Nathaniel Wood. Yeah, doctor stoppage from broken nose. It was really weird. I remember watching it back, like, what the fuck happened there? But yeah, believe it or not, Alan Philpott does. But he's on a bit of a skid at the moment. But against pretty good guys, against Abdullah Biada, who, you know, like I keep saying, really good guy. Diego Pereira as well. Justin Van Heerden, who should probably be getting the call up to the UFC, or at least a Dana White Contender Series opportunity or something like that. You know, so he's not losing to bad guys, but I think Sean Etchell's going to get this one done. You know, Sean Etchell coming off a loss to Rod Costa, but it was a pretty good first round for him. And he was also on the road to UFC, where he fought a 19-year-old, I believe, Takaru Ushida, where he got rear naked choked, but he made a bad mistake there. But I think this is going to be a striking fight, and if it's a striking match, I like Sean Etchell here to beat Alan Philpott. But this should be a fun fight. And then we got the main event. We got Jack Becker making his return. I don't know. how many of my viewers are Australian MMA fans, but Jack Becker was literally a fight away from Dana White Contender Series, but then he broke his leg in like a fucking horrific injury. It was horrible to see. Watched it live, not there in person, but on the broadcast. I was fucking fuming because yeah, Jack Becker's a legend. He's really good as well. And from what I've heard from training partners, he's looking better than he did before, which is always good. But you can never know with his knee and everything with the knee injuries. But I like Jack Becker to get this one done. I reckon he'll beat Dave Martinez. David Martinez is a grappler mostly, has really awkward striking, but I think Jack Becker is better in every way in this fight. I think Jack Becker's the better grappler. I think he's the better striker. So yeah, it really just depends how Jack Becker wants to win this. Damn shame that Joseph Luciano's fight got pulled. I was really looking forward to him because his only loss is to Carlos Prates. So he would have probably been a fight away from the UFC if he came on there and won. But I don't know, contractual issues or some shit, which you always hate to see. But yeah, I got Jack Becker in the main event. Shame that's the main event. Still good fight though. But there was 2 title fights on this card, but then we go down to 2 main events, 2 title fights off. Only 7 fights on this card, but it should be a good one. If you live in a reasonable time zone, I recommend giving this a watch on Fight Pass because Eternal MMA always performs. All their cards are always fun, and they're really high production. Like, I'm not even like being biased here, but they actually have really high production. Like, it's actually really weird how highly their production is for a small regional promotion, but they are the biggest promotion in Australia, I reckon. So, but yeah, they got their proper 12 sponsorship and everything all over the cage, but the cameras and everything are really good. So yeah, if you're awake at that time and you see Eternal MMA 78 on the Fight Pass, give it a watch because it's going to be a good card. But yeah, thanks for listening. Catch yous. Looking forward to the press conference. I thought I'd just make this video before the press conference, because yeah, I can't wait to see what Sean Strickland says. I'll probably make a video if it's an interesting press conference, just reacting to it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.